The Momo Challenge. In 2018, a terrifying figure began appearing on social media and YouTube. The image showed a strange creature with a distorted woman's face, bulging eyes, a wide gaping mouth, and bird-like features. Messages linked to the image warned children and teenagers to complete dangerous tasks or face horrible consequences. Videos supposedly showed kids crying and harming themselves after encountering Momo. The challenge spread rapidly across WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube. Parents panicked worldwide. Schools issued warnings, and news channels ran stories claiming it was a dangerous online game encouraging self-harm and suicide. Many believed it was the work of a sinister organization targeting children or a new form of digital virus. Internet detectives and authorities scrambled to trace the source as fear grew. The truth came out through thorough investigations by journalists and cybersecurity experts. Momo was never a real challenge or dangerous entity. The original image was a sculpture created by a Japanese artist named Keisuke Aisawa for an art exhibition. An unknown person had simply taken the photo, added scary text, and spread it online as a hoax. YouTube videos claiming to show real incidents were either staged or completely unrelated clips edited for clicks. It was a viral moral panic fueled by misinformation rather than any actual threat. Lonely Girl 15. In 2006, a YouTube channel appeared featuring a teenage girl named Bree, who uploaded daily video blogs about her life, family struggles, and strict religious upbringing. The videos felt raw and authentic, quickly gaining hundreds of thousands of subscribers who connected deeply with her story. As the series progressed, darker elements emerged involving secret organizations and mysterious events. Viewers became emotionally invested. Many believed they were watching real footage of a girl in danger and formed online communities to try and help her. Some even contacted authorities thinking she was the victim of a cult. The channel became one of the biggest early YouTube sensations. After several months of growing mystery, the creators finally revealed the truth. Lonely Girl 15 was not a real teenager's video diary. It was a scripted web series created by a team of filmmakers and writers as an innovative storytelling experiment. The actress playing Bree was a trained performer, and every video was carefully planned. What millions thought was genuine reality television turned out to be one of the first major scripted successes on YouTube, paving the way for modern web series. Max Headroom signal hijacking. In 1987, television viewers in Chicago sat down for a normal evening of news and entertainment. Suddenly, during a live broadcast, the screen went black. A strange figure appeared wearing a Max Headroom mask, dark sunglasses, and a suit. The intruder twitched violently in front of a spinning piece of corrugated metal while loud buzzing static filled the audio. The masked man mumbled incoherent phrases before the signal was restored. Just 2 hours later, the same bizarre figure hijacked a PBS station during a Doctor Who episode. This time, the rant lasted longer, included strange references to Coca-Cola, and ended with the figure being spanked on camera by an unseen person. The Max Headroom signal hijacking terrified audiences across America. In an era before widespread internet, people feared it was a foreign government testing new technology to disrupt broadcasts. Others believed it was a dangerous terrorist group or a warning of something much worse to come. News channels replayed the creepy footage repeatedly as authorities launched investigations. For decades, the mystery remained unsolved. Internet detectives later analyzed every second of the footage, but no arrests were ever made. The truth finally emerged through old rumors and insider accounts. The hijacking was not the work of spies or terrorists. It was an elaborate prank pulled off by a small group of local television enthusiasts and hackers who had access to broadcast equipment. They chose the popular satirical character Max Headroom as the perfect disguise for their chaotic stunt. To this day, the exact people behind it have never been officially identified, but it stands as one of the boldest television hijackings in history. Nothing more than a wild prank. The Toynbee Tiles. In the 1980s and 90s, people walking through major cities in the United States and South America began noticing strange messages embedded in the asphalt. These were small tiles that read, "Toynbee Idea" in Kubrick's 2001 Resurrect Dead on Planet Jupiter. The tiles appeared mysteriously overnight in Philadelphia, New York, and even as far as Chile and Brazil. Some tiles included additional strange instructions about media and resurrection. The phenomenon sparked wild theories. Many believed it was the work of a secret cult or a lone genius sending cryptic warnings. Internet users later formed communities dedicated to the tiles, speculating it could be proof of government mind control experiments or messages from extraterrestrials. The sheer number of tiles across continents made the mystery even more unsettling. After years of investigation by curious citizens and journalists, the truth came out. The tiles were created by a single eccentric man from Philadelphia named Severino Verna. He spent decades secretly making and placing the tiles as a form of personal artistic expression inspired by the film 2001, A Space Odyssey, and the ideas of historian Arnold Toynbee. What looked like an international conspiracy was simply the dedicated work of one passionate and mysterious artist, this man. In 2006, a strange website appeared claiming that thousands of people around the world were having the exact same dream about one particular man. The site featured a simple composite sketch of a bald man with a neutral expression. According to the story, people who had never met each other reported seeing this identical face in their dreams, often during times of stress. The website encouraged visitors to share their experiences. The internet exploded with fear. Some users believed the man was a demon or a supernatural entity invading people's minds. Others thought it was a secret government experiment using new psychological technology. Forums filled with personal stories, making the phenomenon feel very real and deeply disturbing. Years later, the full story was revealed. This man was actually an elaborate art project and hoax created by Italian artist Andrea Nutella. The entire website, the sketch, and the collected dream stories were fabricated as a creative experiment to explore how myths spread online. There was never any real epidemic of shared dreams, just a well-designed internet legend that captured the world's imagination. The Backrooms. In 2019, a simple 4chan post changed internet horror forever. The post described an endless series of empty yellow office rooms with buzzing fluorescent lights and moist carpet. If you clipped out of reality, you would fall into this place known as the Backrooms. The original post included a single eerie image of yellow rooms stretching into infinity. The concept spread like wildfire. People created countless videos, games, and stories about dangerous entities lurking in the backrooms. Many viewers genuinely felt uneasy and began having nightmares about getting lost in the endless, monotonous halls. Some even believed the backrooms were a real dimensional glitch. The truth was much simpler. The Backrooms started as a creative creepypasta written by a single anonymous user. It was never based on any real location or event. What began as one eerie post grew into an entire collaborative horror universe through the power of internet creativity. Today, it remains one of the most successful examples of modern analog horror, born purely from online storytelling. Ted the Caver. In 2001, a man named Ted began posting regular updates on an online forum about his exploration of a narrow cave he discovered near his home. His detailed diary entries described crawling deeper and deeper through increasingly tight passages. As he progressed, his tone changed from excitement to fear. He described hearing strange growling sounds, feeling watched, and eventually encountering something terrifying that he refused to fully describe. His final post simply read that he would never go back. The story gripped the early internet. Readers stayed up late refreshing for updates, convinced that Ted had discovered something supernatural or a previously unknown creature. Many believed the posts were real and that Ted was in genuine danger. Years later, Ted himself revealed the truth. The entire cave exploration diary was a work of creative fiction he wrote to entertain himself and others online. There was no real dangerous cave. It was simply an early example of internet horror storytelling that helped inspire many later creepypastas and found footage-style narratives. John Titor. In 2000 and 2001, a user named John Titor began posting on internet forums claiming to be a time traveler from the year 2036. He said he was a soldier sent back to 1975 to retrieve an old computer, but he had stopped in 2000. Titor made detailed predictions about future events, shared photos of his time machine, and warned about coming wars and disasters. His posts were intelligent and consistent, which made them incredibly convincing. People became obsessed. Some prepared for the predicted civil war in America. Others tried to verify his technical descriptions of time travel. When many of his predictions failed to come true, debates raged about whether he was genuine or a fraud. The mystery was eventually solved when investigators traced the posts. John Titor was not a real time traveler. The character was created by a man named John Titor, real name Larry Haber, working with his brother as an elaborate storytelling and marketing project. The photos and documents were fabricated. It remains one of the most detailed and entertaining internet time travel hoaxes ever created. The Russian sleep experiment. In the mid-2000s, a horrifying story began circulating across horror forums and YouTube. It claimed that in the 1940s, Soviet researchers locked 5 prisoners in a sealed gas chamber and exposed them to an experimental stimulant that kept them awake for 30 days straight. According to the tale, the subjects slowly went insane, mutilated themselves, and begged to remain awake even after the experiment ended. Graphic details described them tearing off their own flesh and whispering strange things in the corners of the room. The story included supposed leaked documents and survivor accounts that made it feel disturbingly real. The tale spread rapidly and terrified millions. Many readers believed it was a genuine government experiment that had been covered up for decades. Others feared similar secret tests were still happening today. Internet communities spent hours debating the scientific details and searching for more evidence, with some claiming the story proved the existence of cruel hidden programs run by powerful nations. After years of analysis by historians and investigators, the truth was revealed. The Russian sleep experiment was never real. It was entirely a piece of creepypasta fiction first posted on a Russian horror forum and later translated and spread across the English-speaking internet. No such experiment ever took place, and the story was created purely for entertainment and to shock readers. It became one of the most famous modern internet horror legends, even though it had no basis in historical fact. My Dead Girlfriend. In 2014, a deeply disturbing story appeared on the Reddit subreddit r/nosleep. A man posted that his girlfriend Emily had died in a terrible car crash in 2012. He shared screenshots of Facebook messages he was still receiving from her account long after her death. The messages started innocent but slowly became more and more unsettling. The posts quickly went viral across the internet. Readers were terrified by the screenshots and the increasingly creepy tone of the messages. Many believed it was a real paranormal event, that his dead girlfriend was actually contacting him from beyond the grave. Others feared it was the work of a stalker or hacker, tormenting a grieving man. Internet users formed theories and tried to investigate the account. The story spread rapidly and became one of the most discussed horror tales of its time. For weeks, People stayed up late reading every update, sharing the screenshots, and debating whether the messages were real. Some even reached out to the poster offering help or condolences. The emotional investment was massive. The truth was eventually revealed. The entire story, titled "My Dead Girlfriend Keeps Messaging Me" on Facebook, was a well-written work of fiction, a classic creepypasta created for the r/no-sleep community. It was never a real event. The author had carefully crafted the story and fake screenshots to deliver maximum psychological horror. What millions of readers believed was a terrifying true story turned out to be one of the most effective internet horror narratives of the 2010s. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like and let me know in the comments which mystery scared you the most. And if you want more such solved mysteries, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon.